It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso here on SABC3. Wrapping up a month of intense fashion viewing around the world, Paris Fashion Week is the finale that concludes the trends for the next season. Joining us in studio is our fashion director, Alexis Chaffe Mey, and she's here to point out some of the key looks that will set trends for fall 2015 and autumn-winter 2016 for the Southern Hemisphere. Good morning, Miss Alexis.
Morning.
So listen, we've seen all of the major fashion weeks all around the world, New York, Milan, and now finally Paris. Is it very difficult to pick out key trends out of hundreds and hundreds of collections?
Hundreds of collections. No, look, I mean, there's been some spectacular fashion on the catwalk, but not every single beautiful piece is going to translate into a trend. So really, it's a process of identifying recurring themes, recurring colors, recurring styles, and then kind of picking out those key looks which you really feel have got legs to them, and they're going to go global and are going to end up being worn by like you and me on the street.
Yeah. So what are those trends that are going to go global, that have legs to them, that we can look forward to next winter?
Well, there really are so many. You know, fashion, it's so wide now, being so global. So I'm just going to tell you my personal top 10.
That's all we want to know, is the key trends.
So, firstly, 70s. The 70s are back in a flash. Whether it be, you know, this patchwork technique or the 70s prints or even just subtle 70s, you know, hints on the styling. Everything from that full-on Woodstock look to your later kind of 70s prints, your Studio 54. It was a dominant trend. 70s is going to come through a lot of the other trends that I'll now explain. Palazzo pants were a big thing at Balmain. Now, Balmain is one of those collections where if it's in Balmain, it's going to be a trend. You know, a lot of the retailers like to emulate what they're doing on the catwalks. And this palazzo pant is definitely, you know, a big 70s kind of look. It's flared, it's loose, it's got a bit of a disco era to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fringing.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with tassels and fringing. So this for me is like a celebration. And there were a lot of tassels on the runway, but everything from this very light tasseled look that we see here to like your suede fringing as well, which has got a little bit more of that bohemian, hippie, Woodstock kind of feel.
Oh, wow.
This is the Burberry collection. Here, this point is craft. Craft is coming through a lot of the collections. It's definitely going to be a big trend for, you know, 2015 going into 2016. It's about detailing. I mean, these almost, they look like tapestries. You could put them up on the wall. It's about embellishment, embroidery, about giving something that bespoke, very special look. Now, this is our global traveler look. And how I kind of explain is that you're going through different countries and different times and different eras, and you're borrowing from fashion cultures to kind of put it all together in this very eclectic, very layered, multi-dimensional look. But it really, I think it's actually an interesting one for winter because it's great for layering and it allows you to play with different prints and textures.
Wow, so bold these collections are.
Now, we've seen lots of matching prints over the past couple seasons, and though there were some matching prints still on the runway over this season, we're now seeing print combinations coming back. Though it's quite interesting to point out that it's not completely off the wall. There is a tonal similarity in the colors. So even though there's lots of difference happening, there's a lot of similarity too. Checks, you can always expect checks for winter, but I think this season, again, it's about how you pair them. There's a lot of variety from small picnic checks to these very big blanket checks, but again, it's mixing it up with different prints, mixing it up in some different styles to give it like a fresh look. Big florals. Now, London actually introduced us to big florals for winter, and I say great. I mean, who says you can only wear florals in summer? And again, it's definitely how you pair them. You see how they've got different florals paired together, taking florals with leathers, florals with knitwear. It's about those combinations that's so important. Masculine tailoring has been a look for a few seasons now, and it's definitely not going anywhere. I think what's interesting is, though these are very slouchy suits, you also see a little bit of femininity coming through, especially in the tailoring around the waist. And this leads into the Lady Luxe look.
Oh, nice.
Now, this I don't think is a trend as much as a styling trend. In that I think it's how you put the look together. It's about being conscious of your female form and kind of, you know, celebrating yourself as a woman.
Oh my goodness, that was a sensory journey that you took us on. It was so bold and out there, and I think we definitely need some time as South Africans to embrace all of what's happening in the rest of the world.
I think we'll be able to do it.
Do you think we can do it?
I think all this modernism, we need to have a bit more fun, you know?
Wow, it's out there, but thank you so much, Miss Alexis.
Of course.
It's exciting. The world of fashion is so exciting, as is the world of makeup. And if your makeup routine is making you late for work, well then pay attention to our next feature. Here are some tips you need to look more beautiful beautiful with less effort.